So now that we understand the various principles of privacy by design, the purpose of having the basic framework itself, let's prepare a checklist and see what minimum things at least we should implement as very basic when we are talking of privacy compliance. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy. And today we are going to talk about privacy by design checklist. Let's start building that. What are the important things that you should keep in your mind? To begin with, are you collecting only what is required? Have you defined what is the real purpose of collecting personal information? If you have defined what is the purpose of collecting personal information, then you exactly know what information you need. So you need to ensure that you are collecting only what is required. So all your forms available in your apps, on your intranet portal, even if you are saying that some part of it is getting collected on manually on paper and then digitized, just make sure that you are asking for only what you actually need to fulfill the purpose, nothing extra. Follow the principle of purpose limitation as well as data minimization, where of course purpose limitation says that use this information only for the purpose for which you have collected it. Right? Is privacy built into your product and your processes? So when I say processes, that could be as basic as, not even talking about anyone else's performance in a public area. Even in a call center, people may discuss with their friends in cafeterias various experiences, but not naming the customers. Simple, right? So that's a process. A slightly higher one, please delete all the resumes of rejected candidates. Have a frequency of a fortnight or a month, whichever way you have kept your compliance policy, but please do that. And when we talk of a product, you have an app, you have created an app. Is that app capable of encrypting information? Is that even collecting an encrypted information? So the moment I'm collecting the information from the user from his mobile phone or his web console, the moment he uploads, does that information get encrypted before it actually reaches me? So that if even on a medium on the network, if there is a hacking possibility, then encrypted data is safe. My front end interface, is it forcefully displaying anything? A dashboard which is giving information including sensitive or personal information? Please avoid. And my backend, encrypted, role based access. Are default settings privacy friendly? This applies more towards a marketing companies. Privacy by default. You do an email campaign and you are saying you are assuming that the mailing list wants your emails. Fine, maybe for the first time, because it might be a longer process to first write an email to get a consent. But then you have to ensure that your emails have a unsubscribe button so that people who don't like your emails can unsubscribe, and that is effective immediately. I unsubscribed Astro email 3 days back, it still comes to me. And they say it takes 15 days. Why does it take 15 days? Why? These things should be automatically designed in your system that someone unsubscribes, is removed from the database. Or there's a flag there which says no more marketing to this person. Simple. Same as with my analytic apps or my cookies. They have to be clear. Cookies not to capture information, not to transmit here. You can use cookies for better browsing experience. Why do you want to bring that information to your server? Right? End-to-end lifecycle protection. Again, a pure IT function, role-based access. Are they monitoring, or are they having the mechanism to monitor access logs? Who is accessing, at what time, what are they doing? What kind of storage are you using? Why don't you buy a storage which encrypts the data by default? Today you get servers, and the servers have a separate memory chip as well, that you decide while formatting the disk what level of encryption and what encryption keys you want to use. And those keys are stored on the chip. So even if the entire disk goes off and you bring the data from the backup, put in new disk and bring data from the backup, The keys are there in that chip, and you can pull those keys out of that chip and decrypt your data, right? Why not use them? There could be, and there would be personal data. What about your backups? What about your retention policy? Not only in terms of backups, but also for how long are you going to retain personal data? Is it tagged with a annual or 6 monthly duration? Are we saying X number of days or months at the end of the project? Whatever is your decision has to be logically implemented. Then we talk of user control, the user rights, something which is very, very important. Have a user portal, let them pick up the information, access their information, change their information. But DPDP Act says you need to have a portal of that kind, right? But even if otherwise, there has to be a mechanism. Maybe your privacy notice has a link. I click at the link. It says, okay, please enter your phone number. I enter my phone number. And all the information tagged against that phone number, maybe authenticate using a OTP or something. But all the information that you have in your database against that phone number should be displayed. And there should be an option to apply for a change. I have change my address. Fine, very good. I change the address, type there, attach my new Aadhaar card, and you take some time to get that updated in the database. Now here you might take time because you will validate from the Aadhaar card, right? Until you have a Aadhaar authentication method also. And if I am not satisfied, what are your grievance mechanisms? How do I complain to you, to your DPO? And if I am still not satisfied, where do I go next? Are my vendors aligned with privacy? Another very, very important thing. Third party data sharing happens in all organizations. A very minor thing of dispatching couriers. You are sharing personal information of your associate or your principal, customer, vendor, business guide, advisor, legal, accountancy, anything. There would be a name of the person, his address, his phone number, bare minimum, even if it's an office address. But his phone number is going to be his number. Apart from the fact that you use SaaS tools, cloud service providers, you outsource larger things. We have a complete series on data processing agreements and a series on vendor due diligence on my channel, right? And if you don't do that, you are telling us that you are not following privacy norms. You decided not to follow privacy norms, right? And finally, the most important, do you review, monitor, and train your staff? Very important. Very, very important. Because if your staff is not well educated towards privacy norms, they won't be able to handle it well. The very basic of HR's traditional habit of leaving the resumes on the table could be a breach point. Maybe only for 1 or 2 records, but it's a breach point. So you need to be very careful that your staff is regularly updated. Trainings are done and awareness sessions are done for them. As a summary, are you collecting only the data that you need for a purpose and using it only for the purpose? Are your products and processes having privacy inbuilt in them? Are your default privacy settings available and are they really friendly? End-to-end lifecycle protection, data from collection till deletion. Can the users control their data? Ideally, can should not be there. The users have to have a control on their data because user rights is one of the key points in principle. And finally, are your vendors privacy friendly? Because if you are outsourcing, then your vendors need to be compliant. So that's about a checklist on privacy by design. Of course, you have to end it up with training your staff on all these processes on a regular basis. The idea is that if the processes have privacy inbuilt on them, these trainings and following them up becomes easy. I hope you like the entire series on privacy by design. You can go through the playlist again and share your feedback in the comment section. If you like this video, press the like and the bell icon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to have a lot more content on privacy in future. Thank you.